And yes, I'm Andrew Williams Jr., and we're about to heal the world with our prayers. And we're going to start with Stuart Weeks, who initiated this, I think, very powerful event.
So, my name is Stuart Weeks. I am a graduate of the class of 76 at Dartmouth College, where we are now. We are by Occum Pond, named after, truth be told, I would suggest the actual founder and no less significantly the major fundraiser for Dartmouth College.
Okay.
For Dartmouth College. And I would like to share what has brought us here. That is, I'm with a brother who is of the Mohegan line of the founder of Dartmouth College, Samson Occom. We are before his pond, Occum Pond. And what has inspired me are the words of Ben Franklin, an uncharacteristically earnest statement of his after the massacre of native peoples in western Pennsylvania, where he said, "There'll never be peace in this land until justice is done to the native peoples." I would say done to and with the native peoples. And I'd further say that since this is one of the leading lands, that there may never be peace in the earth until justice is done to the native peoples. We have an opportunity in particular here at Dartmouth because it was founded, at the very least co-founded, by a Mohegan, a native person. And after all these centuries, that fact is only beginning to be recognized. So I think that those who feel connected to Dartmouth, and I've invited my classmates, we're approaching our 50th anniversary, to consider whether we could do some justice, greater justice here at Dartmouth with respect to its native roots, to contribute towards peace in the world. Towards that end, when we speak of the world, for me, we speak not just of the visible world, but also of the invisible or real world. And for those who know the movie Lord of the Rings, a decisive turning point in that movie, and it's really in all the great literature, the Harry Potter films, but in the Lord of the Rings, the turning point came when the elves, nature spirits in the trees, stepped forward. And so, as odd as this sounds to those of us who are paler faced, different than my friends here of the African and native races, the invisible world, the nature spirits, the ancestors, are at the very foundation, I would say, of existence. And so I wish to begin by honoring the nature spirits that are connected with Dartmouth College, the overarching overseers, spiritual overseers of this college for this endeavor that we are embarking upon to bring greater justice, a term that we need to define more accurately, to the founder of Dartmouth, or co-founder, Samson Occom of Mohegan, and through him, to the native peoples of this land. What I would add is that Einstein said, "The splitting of the atom has changed everything save our mode of thinking, and thus we drift towards an unparalleled catastrophe. We shall require a substantially new manner of thinking if humankind is to survive." Thoreau, my neighbor in Concord, Massachusetts, where the Center for American Studies, which I was given to found, is based, Thoreau said, "The true man of science will have a rare Indian wisdom." So Einstein is saying we need to develop a new kind of thinking, and Thoreau is pointing the way. We don't arrive at truth through inference and deduction, the application of mathematics, but through direct intercourse and sympathy. That is, we need to bring into our fallen intellect the forces of the heart in the devotion, the vital forces of the heart in the devotion of the will. So my sister here, Kate, or perhaps Unchatwa, had said, what would it be like if Dartmouth recognized that at least its co-founder, if not its founder and major fundraiser, it takes funds to get anything off the ground. If Samson Occom, a Native American, were recognized and honored in that role, I think if that were to happen in this Ivy League college, Dartmouth College in Hanover, New Hampshire, that could contribute to the healing of the intellect. This one-sided, this what we speak of as this critical thinking, this one-sided, often heartless intellectual thinking that has reduced the world to pieces, as Einstein himself said. So I offer up these words to the nature spirits connected with the college and with this town of Hanover, New Hampshire. I don't know what its original native name was for the area. And to the guiding spirits, even in the realms of the angelic realms, to invite them to bless this work of ours. And I'm very grateful to do so with my sister Kate, my brother Unchatwa, and my brother Andrew Williams Jr. I will perhaps offer a bit of a fairy tale at the end for them, but now I'm going to pass, if you will, the baton to Kate.
And if you'd hold this for me closer to her than I can be. Thank you.
Creator, Great Spirit, thank you for this opportunity to be here on this beautiful land, this native land. We call and invite the nature spirits that live here to work with all of us as we are trying to heal intergenerational trauma that has happened all throughout the world. We give thanks for this beautiful green place, this water, the beautiful flowers that are coming up that bring us so much beauty and peace. And we give thanks for those elementals who are watching over this place and guiding it as time goes on. And we invite you to work with us and with all the people who walk this land to be closer to the nature spirits, the healing that is here for all. While this may be a place of learning, there's the learning of the heart, and please help people to have the open hearts and be willing to take care of the sacred places, the common places, to be in their gardens and in the forest and be appreciative and opening up to all the healing that exists for all of us everywhere, if only we will see. We ask that you work with Stuart as he tries to complete this mission that he's been working on here for so long. I know that you've been seeing him here and all that he's trying to do, and we now invite you to join in this cause. Oh.
And now we come to Unchatwa, of the lineage of Samson Occom, the Mohegan, who was at the very least the co-founder and chief fundraiser, the inspirator of Dartmouth College.
Mikael, Wampanak Netu, Andana Chosa, Makwamak, Wampanak. Ante Nukwe, now in Bethum. Come close, spirits of the East, and friends of the house of the East. In a good way, come here with good medicine. Mikael, Sawanak Manitu, and Dana Chosan Makwamak Sawanak. Ante Nukwe, now in Bethum. Come close, spirits of the South, and friends of the house of the South. In a good way, come here with good medicine. Mikael, on the pate Manitu, and Dana Chotan Makwamak on the pate. Ante Nukwe, now in Bethum. Come close, spirits of the West, and friends of the house of the West. In a good way, come here with good medicine. Mikael, Panak Manitu, and Dana Chotan Makwamak Panak. Ante Nukwe, now in Bethum. Come close, spirits of the North, and friends of the house of the North. In a good way, come here with good medicine. Mikael, Spamuka Manitu, and Dana Chotan Wakwamak Spamuka, and done Mikwan Manitu, and done Kisak, Wachom, and done Nipah Naom, Ante Nukwe, now in Bethum. Come close, spirits of the sky, and friends of the house of the sky, and spirits of the winged ones. The spirit of grandfather, son, and grandmother, mother. Come close, come in here with good medicine. Mikael, Kwewe, and Gok. And done Chothon, Wakwamak, Kwewe, and Gok. And done Niumu, Manitu, and done Chuchuas, Manitu, and done Takwajis. Ante Nukwe, now in Bethum. Come close, spirit of the Earth Mother, and friends of the house of the Earth Mother, and spirits of the four-leggeds, spirits of the creepy crawlies, spirits of the little people. Come close, come here with good medicine. Tamika and Da'ak, Achayath Manitu, and Danochotham Aguamic Achayath, Anthe Nukwe, and Da'ak. Come close into my heart, spirit of the ancestors, and friends of the house of the ancestors. In a good way, come into our hearts with good medicine. Oh.
And now we come to Andrew Williams Jr., originally of Macomb, Georgia, more recently of Los Angeles, and now of Concord, Massachusetts, whose lineage is African American, Native American, and Anglo American.
Well, thank you all for joining us. And I feel the spirits all around us. I don't know if you can hear them, but the birds are here. I don't know if you can hear it, but the insects are here. And certainly the trees are here as well. So I speak to you not either as a person of Anglo descent or of indigenous descent or of African descent, but of Alkebulan descent. And you can Google Alkebulan and find that that was the word that was used by the people who are now on the continent of Africa, who call themselves that before there was ever such a thing as an Africa even spoken. So I speak to you from the Aboriginal people around the world. And all of you are my descendants and my cousins and my nephews and my brothers and my sisters. So I bring the power of all of that from Africa to here in the heart of New England, what is now known as America. But from the Center of American Studies, our studies are of all of the Americas, which would mean the North Americans, South American, Central American, as well as the Caribbean, where the indigenous people there are united with those of us who are from Africa to create our own reality. So I offer you healing, because we have to each heal ourselves to heal the world. Thank you.
So to conclude, thank you, Kate. Thank you, Unchatwa. Thank you, Andrew. And I would like to end with a fairy tale. And a word about fairy tale, though as with all true literature, it came through him as opposed to from him. This is a friend of humanity who has brought in the world not the physical, natural, social, or cognitive sciences, which already exist, as we know, though the cognitive sciences only came on the scene in the 1960s, nor the humanities, which has an older heritage, but the spiritual sciences, a fully realized science of the spirit. And this friend said, for every step we take in the development of knowledge, we're called to take 3 in the development of our character. For every step we take in the development of knowledge, we're called to take 3 in the development of our character. And I commend those words to Dartmouth's president, to Dartmouth's dean, to Dartmouth's trustees, its faculty and students. As an alumnus of the class of 76, the first female class at Dartmouth, but also when the college renewed its commitment to the native peoples, which was the original vision. Because until we heal our intellect from its one-sided reductionistic fixation by bringing into our thinking the vital forces of the heart and the devotion of the will, that is, until our thinking becomes fully embodied, we will continue, as Einstein said, to court destruction and annihilation. So the purpose of this ceremony has been to recognize the real world, the invisible world, that sustains the outer world, And I end with the beginning of this fairy tale in a song that I've shared over the decades with these invisible friends, these nature spirits. The fairy tale is entitled The Wonder of the Well. There was once upon a time a boy who lived the only child of a poor forester within a woodland solitude. He knew beside his parents hardly any other people. His build was slender, his skin almost transparent. One could look long into his eyes. They harbored deepest spirit wonders. And though indeed few people entered the circle of his life, he never was in need of friends. When in the nearby mountains a golden sun rays glowed and glimmered, the boy's rapt, musing eye drew forth the spirit gold into his soul, until his heart resembled the morning brightness of the sun. Yet when through darkening clouds a morning sun rays could not pierce, and dreariness hung over mountain heights, the boy's eye too grew dull. A mood of sadness filled his heart. The spirit weaving of his narrow world took hold of him so fully that it was no less strange to him than were his body and his limbs. The trees and flowers of the woods were all his friends. There spoke to him from crown and calyx, and from the lofty treetops spirit beings. And what they whispered, he could understand. And the fairy tale goes on. I conclude with the song, and this fairy tale I've shared, and the song I've shared over the decades with our invisible friends, because they don't nurture themselves on Big Macs and Kentucky Fried Chicken and Dunkin' Donuts. They nurture themselves on our loving thoughts, on our prayers, on our fairy tales, on our songs. That's what nourishes them and allows them to keep this existence of ours going. This song, and I'm not much of a singer, so I convey my apologies to begin with, but it does come from my heart. Next day, nascimos in Christo morimus, Spiritum Sanctum revivissimus. Amen. Amen. Amen.
I hope. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. And I see we have with us also Her Royal Majesty Uba Ounwa. So thank you so much for joining us. It's she actually who inducted me as a prince in the Easy Igbo Palace in Ghana. So I haven't yet had a chance to be installed. But thank you, my Royal Majesty. And here we're going to wrap it up. Have a fantastic day.